Hello and welcome to the assembly video of the standard length baby camera mount. We'll start with component F and component E. We'll take two flathead screws and we'll thread them through the two counterbore holes. We'll be threading these screws through to the other side so that the point just sticks out from the surface. I like to make this point to not use a power drill or other power tool for assembly. Shelby is using a Phillips No. 2 screwdriver. See the 2 points sticking out? Next you'll take component E and you'll align those two small drill holes with the two screws. Shelby will continue tightening these screws to make sure component E is securely fastened to component F. When you're finished, the head of the flathead screws should be flush with the surface of the plate. Next, you'll take your baby camera, and if it's the type that mounts on screws, like this Lavana, it takes 2 screws. You'll use the 2 round head screws and you'll put them in the pre-drill holes that match the camera. Some cameras only need 1 screw, some need 2. Some 2 screw cameras may not fit these pre-drill holes. This plate is some soft pine wood, so you can insert a screw at a location that is not pre-drilled. You'll fasten these screws to the point that there is no gap between the camera and the plate. You want to make sure that there's friction between the camera and the plate so that it cannot accidentally fall off. Alright, let's set aside assembly EF. Next up, we'll take component A, and we'll take the 2 threaded rods, and we'll hand thread the 2 rods in those 2 fittings. Now, using your hand only, you'll just try to thread them as deep as you can. It's okay if one goes deeper than the other. Alright, next you'll take component E and component B and component C. You'll take 2 flathead screws. You'll thread these 2 screws through the counterbore holes, which are on the side opposite of the Baum Baby logo. Again, you'll thread those all the way through to where the point of each screw is just past the surface. You'll align the 2 small drill holes on component C to those 2 screws. And then again, you'll hand tighten those screws, making sure the top of the head of the flathead screw is flush with the plate. And to make sure that component C is securely mounted to component B. Alright, next we'll show you how this is mounted on the baby crib. For illustration purposes, we'll be using this chair to symbolize the vertical slats of the baby crib. You'll take assembly A and the nice smooth face on the inside of the crib. And then you'll position assembly BC onto those threaded rods. Just like that. For ease of this assembly video, we'll take that back off and finish assembly on the tabletop. put assembly BC back on A to make it assembly ABC. Next, we'll take this 2 small steel washers and put one on each threaded rod. And then the 2 hex head lock nuts. And when you're on the crib, you'll use a crescent wrench or adjustable wrench to do the final tightening of these bolts. And you will fasten these so that the camera mount does not slide vertically down the baby crib. Alright, next we'll take component D and we'll take the long bolt and we'll put a large flat washer on it, and then we will take a rubber washer. We'll put that long bolt through one of the holes on the component D, and we'll put it through component C, opposite of the fitting. And we'll mount that component D at a roughly 45-60 degree angle. You'll use a Phillips number 2 screwdriver on this bolt. Alright, next you could take assembly EF. You'll take the next short bolt. You'll take the large flat washer and then the rubber washer, and you'll put that through the hole of component D, and into component E of assembly EF, opposite of the fitting. So after this is hand tight, you will turn on your baby camera and you will pivot the assembly to get the view that you want with your baby camera. And then you'll use your Phillips number 2 screwdriver and fully tighten all the remaining screws to lock it in place. Now this should be tight that the mount does not move when it's accidentally bumped. Also want to make sure that if any accidents happen, the camera does not fall into the crib. I'd like to take this time to remind you to please read all the cautions and warnings, and thank you for the purchase of the product. Thank you.